turn on your notification bell. You will still get those information you are looking for. Thank you.
There was heavy shooting in my house. All the cars set ablaze. I lost my uncle. According to the national spokesperson of the Conference of United Political Parties, Ugochinyere, he's raising alarm of what transpired in his hometown, in his house, to be specifically, in his house, in Akokwa, Idato North local government area of Imo State. Yes, yesterday, wherein gunmen, gun-wielding, stern-looking, unidentified, stormed his house. According to the lawmaker, he said they were shooting sporadically. For 25 minutes, the shooting lasted. His house was razed down, buildings, cars, everything, all the cars, in his house, his compound were set ablaze. And the gunmen shot his uncle, his father's younger brother. And yes, and it has been confirmed that the man could not make it, as his, it has been confirmed dead. And so the lawmaker is in pain, in anger, and he's, devastated. According to him, he says he's calling, he's, sending the message to the media for security agents to come to his aid. He says he's under siege. According to his message, I quote, "As I pen this, all the cars in my house has been set ablaze, and there is heavy shooting for the past 25 minutes. Painfully, as I speak to you, I saw them kill my father's younger brother, Uncle Dan," unquote. And that is what he said. Remember, the Ugochinyere is a candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for Idato North and South Federal Constituency in Imo State. Yes, he's contesting, and that ticket has been, has been very, seriously under contention. Talking about the PDP ticket for Idato North and South, seriously under contention, because himself and one of the candidates that is loyal to the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, yes, Samuel Anyamo, popularly called Sam Daddy, he has his own candidate. Whereas this Ugochinyere is loyal to the former governor of Imo State, Chief Emeka Ihedioha. So there's been a tussle, contention, talking about the ticket of the PDP in Idato North and South Federal Constituency. But alas, we heard that Ugochinyere has the upper hand and he has gotten the ticket in his kitty. But the statement of the PDP candidate for the constituency, talking about Ikenga, about the government of Imo State and the governor of Imo State precisely, wherein he said that the governor has been, making a frantic effort to get fictitious people or names he has registered for his own constituency that he will use to, manipulate the forthcoming elections, both for the National Assembly, for the presidency, state assemblies, and his own that is coming, the governorship that is coming later in the year. Yes, he said the governor is doing secret things with the INEC to get, people, fictitiously, fictitious names and everything in INEC register, fake INEC register. So, and the governor of Imo State and the government of Imo State has declared him wanted since then. And so we reported last time about early December that his house was attacked. There were shootings, of course, and this time around, it was a heavy one. The house was touched, the cars was razed down, his uncle was killed. And we're asking the politicians who has been looting these states, who has been looting this country, allow these innocent persons, allow Nigerians, allow the Biafrans, allow the Imo people to have a respite. You are stealing their money, you are killing them. Allow them. Allow them. That's what we had said, tell our people. Those who kill because they want to acquire power. What is the essence of this power? It's not to govern you, to bring amenities to you, basic amenities, to make life better and meaningful to you. Whereas they are killing people to acquire this power. So you know that they have ulterior motive. Their motive is not to go there to govern, to make life better for you. And that is their stock in trade. That is how all of them are behaving. That is their character. You cannot distinguish it from them. It's innate. It's inextricably interwoven with their identity. And that's why we must start thinking out of the box. And that's the more reason people have to be listening to what the indigenous people of Biafra are saying, talking about the referendum. Yes, you have seen the background. The politicians that will lead you to El Dorado, they are killing themselves. They are even killing innocent persons in their bid and unquenchable quest, their desperation to acquire political power that is supposed to be for governance, service to humanity, supposed to be a call to duty. And people are killing, doing all manner of abracadabra and anything that they can lay their hands upon to ensure that they acquire political office. So this is unwarranted. The people of Imo State don't deserve this nonsense. Yes, this consternation, anxiety, everywhere. That's what they have been saying. They say IPOB. And the other one they will mention on who are the Nongo men? Who are the Nongo men? If not that the politicians have armed their thugs to go on a killing spree. Now we are talking about these thugs that have been armed, because election is fast approaching. They are still funding them. They are still funding these thugs, these armed gangs. They have the money and they have the interest. Not that they have the money, but the money is there because they have been looting since 1970. But what I'm talking about now is that they still have the interest to sponsor them, to fund them, to give them money to buy, the monies, all right, to give them money to feed. What about when they have acquired these political powers by February or March or say later in the year? Okay, but if anything, everything, all things being equal, and they acquire this political power as they have been anticipating, what do you think will happen to these boys? Because they will abandon them, and they have armed them to the teeth. They are with guns, they are with ammunition, everything, AK-47. So what do you think will happen in this state, in this southeast, in this Biafra land, in Nigeria? If not that these guys will be let loose on the people. They use it to make ends meet. And your guess is good as mine, and that is what is happening. And that's why every right-thinking person in this part of the world must, think deeply, have very introspection, ask himself some certain questions about your life, about your identity, about your, your safety, about your survival, about your existence, and your future generations. Yes, that is what we are saying. It's very important. We must think. We must reason. Because they are giving us enough trouble. They have given us enough headache. The politicians in Nigeria. They don't have brothers, they don't have sisters. They don't have a religion, they don't have ethnicity. They congregate for one common good. For them, for not just a good, not common good. They congregate for one common purpose. And that common purpose is to steal, loot, undermine the people, make them, pauperize them, relegate them to the background, make them